admiring his work.
Yeah.
Brings a whole new meaning to the old boxing phrase, admiring your work.
You know, normally as a fighter, Pacquiao's known for that powerful straight left. You know, jab with his right hand, a hard straight left. And he's changing up. He's got a guy that he can do everything with now because it's a right, another left hand, and he's doing it too.
Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Look at Jim, 3 rounds to nothing. 30-26, Manny Pacquiao. Jim, I can't remember a southpaw who could throw 4 or 5 right hands before he pulls his right hand back. Incredible. He throws a hook, a jab, an uppercut, and finally he'll pull his right hand back. It's amazing. I mean, Roy Jones used to do it with the left hand, but this kid is amazing with that right hand. 3-0 Pacquiao. Give him an extra point in round 2 where he hit Diaz with everything with the stool and the referee.
The early evidence on Pacquiao moving up to lightweight. Gee, maybe he's finally found a weight class where he can be really good.
and he seems to be enjoying it. I think he needs to fight more southpaws, so he enjoys it.
And Vic Draculich calls a halt to the action so that David Diaz's nose cut can be examined.
And I think it's eye cut now. It's a little bit more serious.
This was one of the possibilities, and because of his blinding speed and major advantages when at distance, Pacquiao would be able to cut Diaz up. And Diaz's only response is to get more aggressive and try to do more damage, and that's what he's trying to do, leaving himself open for Pacquiao's assaults.
Speed is just too much, and the fact that Pacquiao's doing everything and moving and twisting and pivoting and turning all while he's punching.
A southpaw Jack Dempsey in the lightweight division. A non-stop aggressor with speed and power beyond compare.
Just the whole body rhythm and coordination of Diaz is just too slow.
And a cut now above the right eye of Diaz, as you said, Emmanuel. So he's bleeding from the nose, and he's bleeding from above the right eye, and he's getting hit flush with a lot of Pacquiao shots. No matter how hard Diaz works to cover up against these onslaughts, Manny Pacquiao is simply too fast and too good. Perfect shot by Pacquiao. Diaz shakes his head as if to say to the referee, I'm okay. I know I just got hit with a howitzer, but I'm still here. They throw at the same time. The difference in hand speed is so evident.
With the hand speed as well as the foot speed right there. Diaz not only the hand speed, but he just can't deal with all the twisting and pivoting that that Pacquiao's putting into the fight also.
Diaz's left eye is beginning to swell. We're told that the cut to the right eye was caused by a headbutt. So we'll take a look at it between rounds.
Hey, your last 30 seconds, you did what you're supposed to do. Once you get in close, you got to get your head under his chest and keep moving forward. You've got to get your head under his chest and keep moving forward. Your last 30 seconds, you did that. You won't get hit half as much then, but you're standing up.
Here we see what possibly could have been the cause of the butt, which was a headbutt right there.
Well, that created the big cut over the right eye. But it's a moot point whether the cut is created by a butt or a punch at this point because of the violent onslaughts that Pacquiao is mounting in every round. Power shots through the 4th round. Diaz has landed 30 out of 141. Pacquiao has landed 80 of 255. He's averaging 64 power punches thrown per round. There's no way you're going to beat him if he's getting off that many shots. It is a brilliant and stunningly effective performance by Pacquiao so far.
And Diaz is getting seriously behind because, you know, being that he's not a devastating one-punch knockout fighter, once you get behind on points like this, it's going to be very hard for him to pull this fight out. You know, and even when because Pacquiao is just a little too fast, a little too sharp, and steadily moving and twisting and turning, punching, going in and out. And Diaz just in his footwork, he's just too clumsy and slow and stiff.
2 good body shots there by the determined and gutty David Diaz. Keeps demonstrating that as far as attitude is concerned, he won't take no for an answer. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. Uppercut stuns Diaz again. Pacquiao's ability to put his punches together with blinding speed is amazing. Leading with hooks, crosses, and uppercuts. Pacquiao more or less dispensing with the jab because he doesn't really need to set anything up.
No, he doesn't. He just really pretty much just having target practice right now for the most part.
Left hand pot shot across the top. Two quick right hands inside. Another uppercut. And Diaz, in the face of all that, comes forward. The bloody mask speaks for itself.
It's very interesting. After Pacquiao's always been known as the puncher, now to see him being a really technical, crafty, all-around boxer fighter is really a thing of beauty because I never expected him to look this good from his boxing in this fight, even though I thought he would move more, but not to do the things that he's doing.
And incidentally, in case you're really paying attention to Manny Pacquiao for the first time and you're looking at the possible fights ahead, how good is Juan Manuel Marquez of Mexico? Well, consider this. In 2 fights against Pacquiao, Marquez has won more rounds than Pacquiao has won. That's how good he is. If it weren't for the 4 knockdowns that Pacquiao has applied to Marquez, Marquez would have won both fights. Now Diaz gets a couple of answers in there. What guts! What determination by David Diaz! Hard left hand by Diaz momentarily stops the Pacquiao assault. The stars and stripes are bloody, but unbound.
Let the doctor have it. You're doing better that round, but you're not staying low enough. And when you're in, you're not punching up. Right. You're punching round, hitting the arms and the elbows, right?
Right.
Lay over this way a little bit. Where you need. So stay lower. Try to punch in tighter, not wide. And if once you're in, you keep pressing his chest with your head, he's going to back up, and he won't punch near as much on his heels, right? Then you'll be able to punch.
Deep breath. Come on, son. Take a deep breath.
Good boy. When he's going under, lift him up.
Power shots in round 5. Diaz 7 out of 45. Manny Pacquiao 27 out of 56. Emmanuel Stewart, the layman, not all that familiar with boxing, would look at Diaz's face and say, how can he be allowed to continue under these circumstances?
Yeah, because he is a world champion, and they do stop it between rounds, but I'm a little bit kind of disappointed. I thought that it would have coagulated a lot better than it has at this stage, but it seems as soon as the bell rings, he goes down and starts bleeding as if they didn't put anything on it.
Well, Jim Strickland's got a lot on his hands, trying to stop 2 bad cuts and try to talk his fighter through the fight at the same time.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. You know, where normally when he's just a cut man, it's different because he concentrates entirely on the cut. But he's trying to talk all the way through the fight. I think Jim is actually a pharmacist by trade, too.
Action slows momentarily in round 6. They trade jabs in the center of the ring. Again, the dramatic hand speed advantage for Pacquiao, quite visible. Despite everything he's taken, David Diaz still willing to lunge forward, looking to land 1 shot. He's not exactly a power puncher either.
Watch ahead. Watch ahead. Let's go.
No way Diaz will quit. He's totally willing to go out on his shield. So that puts pressure on the referee and medical authorities to be sure that they protect him in the right way.
Because you can see Pacquiao's really concentrating on dropping those shots right on that eye to it. He's landed a tremendous left cross right on the eye, and he's seems like loading up trying to let power punches now.
Pacquiao's not a sadist. He's a sportsman at heart, but he will do what has to be done, which is to continue to go after the damage he's already done to David Diaz. Diaz has to be earning the respect of the crowd as he continues to fire resolutely in round 6. And the Pacquiao storm once again continues. A tsunami, a hurricane, a tornado. Incomparable ring violence for this era in boxing.
The cut seems to be a big factor in this. So, you know, actually,
ring doctor says he's okay. I'm sure that Diaz would agree. When he beat Eric Morales last year, he did it with his right eye swollen up like a tennis ball, completely shut.
But one eye is swelling and the other one is bleeding, and they haven't seemingly stopped the flow of blood. And as soon as the bell rings, it starts bleeding right away again. It's a big factor in this fight.
Halfway through, they touch gloves in sportsmanlike appreciation for each other.
Here. The closer you get, the more effective you'll be. And you still got to throw shorter punches and then fight.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute, let that go now, right now. Let me get here. I got to stop this cut.
It's not his punches, he's just too fast.
Right. Here. Yeah, man.
David, you got to get on those punches, buddy. I know. Okay, let's do it now. All right.
Here we see Pacquiao throwing punches in such a volume, and they're all coming from different angles. He's mixing up, and that's why it's so hard for Diaz to stop the punches, because he's not just throwing one punch or two. It's just the speed and the variety of punches is just too much for him.
Well, a perfect line of expert commentary there between rounds by Diaz. Whoa.